Thank you to Diana, who recommended that I take a listen to Linkin Park on the channel. She has requested a song called In the End, which I'm going to take a listen to now. Just loading the video up, having a quick look. I can see that it has been viewed a massive number. That looks like it's just shy of 2 billion views. So a lot of people clearly like this track. Let's check it out.
It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time.
Right, just to stop this here, just to let people know, I think I have heard this before, but I've not paid any attention to the lyrics or really to the music or what it's about, but it does certainly sound familiar, which I guess makes sense if it's got so many views. It was obviously very, very popular at some point. Let's check this out.
It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know or wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far.
Right, so I think we're coming on to the chorus there. So that rap part seems to be talking about time and the nature of time. Time being a valuable thing, you know, which it is, and how we therefore spend that time. He said, watch it fly by as the pendulum swings, which to me implies that time isn't just valuable, but that it also goes by so fast, you know, faster than you expect it to, despite it being a constant measure. You know, that pendulum just doesn't stop swinging for any reason. Watch it count down to the end of the day. You know, to the end of your life, I'm guessing that means, you know, once that countdown is up, then that's it. And then this last line here, watch the time go right out of the window, trying to hold on. Didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. So despite time being so precious, it seems that this person wasted theirs. They wasted the time that they had, or at least they think they wasted the time that they had. You know, to watch you go is indicating that, I'm trying to think, is that someone has left them, you talking about someone else, or you talking about time he's watched time go? I guess it could be either, it could be both. So perhaps someone's left them, perhaps this is a relationship failing in some way, or someone else's time has run out prematurely that they were in a relationship with. I think there's a few ways we could look at this, but whatever. Time is limited. It's important that we try and spend it in ways that we really want to, you know, on things that we really care about and are really meaningful to us.
It all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
This looks so 90s, doesn't it?
To lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard.
Man, that chorus hits hard right now. Some of you may know that I went through a bereavement very recently, which I spoke of on my therapy channel. And as part of my experience of that, I really questioned what really matters. You know, all this stuff I have accumulated, this materialistic stuff, really doesn't matter. And it made me consider how I was spending my time and who I was spending it with and what kind of person I wanted to be to other people. And this chorus really brings it up for me. It brings up this idea of essentially wasting time on something that you think you want, but that thing doesn't really matter. And eventually you quite often find that out after you spent so long chasing it. I'm sure other people interpret this part completely differently, but for me right now, that is and with my recent experiences, that is where I'm at. That's what's coming up for me.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I design.
This is grass growing now. Roots.
So hard.
This life springing up.
Like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me. I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard.
Back in the chorus. So thinking about that second rap verse and thinking about the video, there's so much going on. So it looks like throughout the first part, I think there were just roots growing like thorns, and I mean, I guess their growth there, it's growth, but it was like growth of darkness and things that aren't very nice. Whereas now there's the thorns, but there's also green growing around the guy doing the rapping, which indicates some kind of growth, some kind of, life. And just having a kind of a quick look at the lyrics here, this second rap verse seems to continue with this same theme of a relationship breakdown. I think, there's a line here, I tried so hard for this to work, although you were mocking me, treating me poorly as if I was a part of your property. A part of a property being like I wasn't a person. I was something that you owned and did what you wanted with. Remembering fights, even saying, I'm surprised it got so far. And then it looks like there's a different perspective here, a perspective from the future. You wouldn't recognize me even more. So I'm guessing that line, you wouldn't even recognize me even anymore, is to do with this grass, this green, it's growing. Something new is coming up. I've improved myself so much since this ended. You wouldn't even know me anymore. Not just recognize me, you wouldn't know me as a person. Not that you knew me back then. You didn't know the real me. You knew the me that was changing everything about me to try and be with you, to try and impress you. I did this for you, but that wasn't the real me. There's regret there, isn't there? Regret of taking that course of action and living that way. And I'm now thinking, this is more than just relationships, isn't it? This is regret. This doesn't have to be you've changed yourself for relationships. This could be you've changed yourself for society. You've changed yourself for other external things away from who you truly are. But when you're in it, when you're kind of in those type of relationships, when you're in those jobs, when you're in those families, when you're in those cultures, that's who you become. You start to take on the qualities of that external environment, even if it's at odds with your internal qualities and value systems. And it's really easy to do that.
Kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time.
How long the singer was holding that note for?
Surprised it got so things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory.
Nice.
I tried so
There's a chorus.
and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this,
Oh, got to chill.
thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this.
What a beautiful piece of music that was. That, I don't know what it's called. It's not a chorus, but it. The first time round, he sounds so vulnerable at first. I've put my trust into you. He sounds so let down. He sounds so disappointed. How could you do that to me? I gave you my trust. And then the second time round, when it breaks or it drops or whatever it's called, he sounds angry. He's pissed off and the bats are coming out. I've put my trust in you. Let's listen to that part again. How far back do I need to go?
I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one.
How dark it's getting. Now he's getting angrier.
No, I've put my trust in you.
It's shattering, the ground shattering, the bats are coming out.
I can go.
It's raining.
For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end,
Oh God, the statues are moving.
I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
That's all green now, look. The sun's coming out. I realise it doesn't matter. There's butterflies. There's a flying whale. It's beautiful. Dandelions. What a piece. I really enjoyed that. When did this come out? 2009. So 15 years ago. I would have been 27 years old when this came out. Man, that pendulum is swinging for me and it's not stopping. And saying that, it's probably been really the last 10 years or so I started to figure out who I really am, what I really want, what's meaningful to me, what kind of impact and place do I have in the world. You know, kind of those big existential type questions that in my youth I never really even considered. I just wanted to have a good time, I think. What a track. What's this genre called? Is it like new metal or something? You know, mix of rap and rock? It doesn't matter. It's a powerful track with an important message. I absolutely loved it. Great. Thanks a lot, everyone. I think that's all I have to say on the matter. Take care. Goodbye.